John Draper, better known as Captain Crunch, the father, is what he's known of hacking. And over the past 40-plus years, John has helped an enormous list of individuals, mostly in the tech and hacking world and corporations, contributing to the foundations of many gadgets we have today. He also is called President Nixon to tell him Los Angeles was running out of toilet paper. Known as Captain Crunch for his legendary phone freaking, Draper has always been driven by passion and not money. I'm on the same page right there. The point was not to make free calls, but to explore and learn from the phone company's rich and complicated system. Despite his many contributions to companies such as Apple, where he wrote the first word processor called Easy Writer for the Apple II, Crunch is not a wealthy man. And webcrunchers.com is his website. And John, and I'm very honored to have him, wanted to come on the show today, and we really appreciate him reaching out to us through his people to come on and, talk about his health, and but more importantly, the whole state of the world, to talk about Edward Snowden. We're going to get into the new FBI raid on someone they believe was leaking information to WikiLeaks. They're basically using Snowden as a front man or as a figurehead for other whistleblowers. But the FBI is out there after them right now. I say release it all. So we're honored to have Captain Crunch on with us. If I got into all of his exploits, we'd never have any time here today, so we'll go right to him. John, thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much for having me.
There's so much to talk about. Where do you want to begin?
Well, I want to talk a little bit about an incident that took place. I was actually working at a contracting gig in Bangkok, Thailand, and in Koh Phangan, where I was developing some software relating to the telecom areas in that part of Asia. And I had to come back to the States because I had a ruptured disc in my lower back that had gotten so bad that it was pinching my nerve, making the pain so painful that I couldn't stand it. So when I got back, within 2 days, I was on my way to the hospital in an ambulance. A lot of doctors examined me. They were skeptical that I was that bad and that I needed surgery. Finally, one of the neurologists came into me and says, "We're scheduling you for surgery on Sunday," and it was like 2 days away. I had a problem keeping my electronics plugged in so I can let the world know what was going on. But I was able to get some volunteers to the hospital that got me some extra long power cables so I can power my iPad, keep tracks, keep active in the blog, and let people know by entering my Web Crunchers blog on all of the things that happened. Basically what happened, if you go to my website, not my website, actually, go to Facebook and look at my timeline. I actually posted in there an X-ray of what they did to me. It was a 9-hour surgery. It took the doctors a lot of problems getting into where they needed to get to fix the problem, but they were able to put 4 screws in my spine, keeping it together. They removed the discs of my lower back and replaced them with plastic ones. I've got to go back in for another surgery in another month where they put a kind of a cage around the lower part of my spine, better stability. I'm recovered enough to be able to drive and walk, although I can't engage in any really active things like going to conferences and walking around and stuff. So I'm in the process now of trying to raise money to cover my expenses. To give you an idea of what my expenses are,
Well, Captain Crunch, you've done so much for freedom of speech, and you name it. We are going to call for all your great supporters to go to your blog and support you. You know, I wonder why Apple isn't supporting you when a lot of your technology is a foundation of what they did. For folks that aren't tech gurus or techies and don't know how famous and important you are, you could hack the phone system computers and switches with your voice, mimicking the tones by whistling into it. You didn't just use your little famous black box. Tell folks about some of your exploits.
Yeah, okay. There was, I'll talk about what happened really at the, how we happened to get a hold of the White House CIA crisis hotline. I was just scanning Washington, D.C. There's 10,000 exchanges in Washington, D.C. There's a way of eliminating 1/10 of that. Actually 10 times that, so it's really only 1,000 tries to get into the Washington, D.C. 800 system. I knew the prefix and I knew how the numbers were planned in the 800 system. So I just started scanning, and I got this number where this really rude guy answered. I asked him, I says, what company have I reached? I'm looking for XYZ company. And he says, this isn't the company, get off this line. It was very rude to me, and it raised the flags. I said, what is this guy? It got my curiosity up. So after a day or two, I went back in on the line again with the story that I was White Plains for a tandem test switching system with the AT&T network, and we had a problem on the line. And we asked him, I said, what company have we reached? And he said, we've reached the White House CIA crisis hotline number. We said, well, we'll fix the problem as soon as we can. Thank you very much. That was all I needed. Once I got the number, I found the 7-digit equivalent of that number, which I needed to use for auto-verify. And I was able to sit on that line for a while and listen to calls coming in. Most of the calls coming in were encrypted or scrambled. So I said, wow, this is an interesting line. I was able to catch a call just as it got started. Before they turned on the encryption. What they do is they make direct contact first, then they encrypt the call. During one of the direct contacts, I was able to hear what appeared to be a very important call going in there. And they said, Olympus, please, in plain text, in plain English. It was a code name for President Nixon. What came next was the encryption. So I couldn't hear anything that they were saying. Then later on, we decided to call that number. I was at a party in LA, and I was upstairs, and and some phone freaks were downstairs, and I wanted some information from them, and I had to have something to trade. So I traded that number for another number that I wanted. So they took that number, and I told them, it's a CIA crisis hotline number. Olympus will get you President Nixon. And they says, no, that's not true. I says, well, go ahead and call the number, but have your story straight and be sure to call the number from an untraceable line. And so we were able to jump through a couple of hops to the number, and we got the person on the other end. With an authoritative voice, we said, Olympus, please. And a voice came on that sounded like President Nixon. And my friend grabbed the phone away from me and said, sir, we have a crisis in Los Angeles. Sir, we're out of toilet paper.
I love it. You didn't just prank call the president, you did it on the CIA crisis line.
The CIA crisis line was a special line they used to set up for calling on rather important issues.
Yes, Russians are moving ICBMs. They're loading them onto rail cars, sir. They're moving them towards the Polish border.
But the capability of what I could do really scared a lot of people. I could get into the Autobahn network. That was the military telephone network.
And for those that don't know, this is a great service to show how there's backdoors in all these computers and the phone systems and in all the tech. Because you talk about, they go, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. This is a fact built into it so they can spy. And you are the guy that began to expose it day one.
Yeah, Pentagon didn't believe it. But I was able to show them that a switch in Murphy Dome was able to forward and pass a call to another military switch.
And of course, the telecoms, the corporations that built it, they all knew that. So that's why this is a corporate takeover. So getting back to Nixon and other things, they didn't come arrest you, right? I mean, they tried a few times. Instead, they figured out, hey, we should try to recruit this guy to really show us what's going on. And that kind of started the whole move towards recruiting hackers into the government, right?
Well, kind of right. But the big thing that got everybody interested in the whole thing in the first place was the Esquire article. Steve Wozniak found a copy of the Esquire article on his coffee table at his home.
I'll tell you what, stay there. I'm going to give you the floor when we come back to talk about all the history you've been involved in, and then I've got to get into current stuff that's happening, Captain Crunch's view on the NSA, the Panopticon system, Big Brother, Edward Snowden, and so much more coming up. But folks, you heard him. He needs your help. So if you appreciate all that Captain Crunch has done for liberty and freedom on the web, you need to give him some support, folks. And that's webcrunchers.com, webcrunchers.
My Magic Mud is a tooth whitening powder that removes plaque and detoxifies your mouth. It's safe for your enamel, giving you a beautiful polish and a dentist-like clean after every use. My Magic Mud is also the perfect remedy for pain caused by sensitivity. It strengthens your teeth and gums for a strong, healthy smile. The ingredients are 100% natural and it's safe for children. Simply brush with My Magic Mud right before bedtime for a cleaning you can count on. Visit mymagicmud.com.
Digestive health is key to wellness, and Pro-EM1 is the key to digestive health. Pro-EM1 is a daily liquid probiotic that improves food absorption and supports weight loss by removing toxins from your system. Recommended by doctors, Pro-EM1 is 100% natural, organic, non-GMO, wheat, soy, gluten, and dairy-free. Call us today at 888-611-8025 or visit ProEM1.com to save over $25 on your order. That's 888-611-8025 or PROEM1.com.
What good is a Big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Are you happy doing your laundry with perfume detergents that irritate your skin? Are you happy washing your hands with stinking fragrances that gives your skin rashes? Are you happy paying new, higher prices for smaller boxes? Find your happiness today with our 1 to 4 year supply of pure soaps or our 1 to 2 month sampler with bar soap, shampoo, laundry, and dish soap at 5starsoap.com. You deserve the best. Happiness is 5starsoap.com.
In today's unstable environment, self-protection is critical. Civil unrest, riots, looting, it's happening now right here in the United States, and your rights are at risk. If passed, H.R. 5344 would ban Level 3 and above body armor. Katie Armor is standing up for you. We offer the most affordable Level 3 body armor on the market. Katie Level 3 armor withstands pistol and rifle hits up to 7.62 NATO. Get yours at katiearmor.com. That's CATI armor.com. Katie Armor, come and take it.
Warnings of an American collapse hit us nearly every day. Gear up while you still can with Infidel Body Armor. Don't spend between $500 and $600. Infidel is available for just $374.99 with free shipping within the U.S. Made in America and legal in all 50 states. Resist tyranny with Infidel Body Armor. Buy yours today at InfidelBodyArmor.com. Spelled INFIDEL BodyArmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service